Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Going down. 3-6 Mafia.
Mafia.
What the world been waiting on, man? It's going down. We gon' let you know how we make it come.
Hey, red goose got me loose. Go on patrol. Money in my pocket and I'm all up in this zone line. Ooh.
Hey guys, Legendary Good over here, and we are starting off with the first video of 2022. Today we're talking about the Indominus Rex from Jurassic World, but, it's in Ark. What would Dr. Wu, how would Dr. Wu basically make the Indominus Rex, right, in the Arkverse? A verse where there are plenty of creatures, both dinosaur and not. This means the Indominus Rex would probably be the biggest freak of nature to have ever exist, to have ever walked the planet. And I'm here to tell you guys that, well, we're going to make this Indominus Rex a lot more vicious and a lot more powerful. So let's say Rockwell brings Dr. Wu into the verse, right, and has him, study. He has him study every creature he's ever created, every creature he's ever made. And then he asks Dr. Wu to make him the ultimate hybrid of the best creatures so that the survivor has no chance. By the way, if you actually like to see a story like this, I will be trying to incorporate that into my Dead Island Werewolf story. So, get ready for that. Also, I will be making new intros, one for basically each of them. All right. So yeah, it's not hard for me to manage at all. I mean, I've done this before. Plus, there will be a new intro for 2022. So the rule of this video is pretty simple. I can't use any of the bosses here because they would be pretty much overpowered. And basically, I'm making it in the Indominus Rex a boss that constantly hunts you. Actually, that would actually be terrifying. Yo, there actually should be a mod for that. Imagine actually playing Ark the Hunted, right? The Hunted mod, but the bosses are the ones that are hunting you. Yeah, I bet you somebody would quit Ark in a heartbeat if for just having that was a mod, alright? So honestly, I'm not gonna use sea creatures either. Reason being is because some of the creatures on land are built to take on the creatures in the sea. I mean, you actually can get a high level baryonyx, right? And then that's going to be your basically anti-sea creature deterrent. Same thing with Sarcosuchus as well. I mean, I've seen people take on, and I've done it myself. I've taken on megalodons with a Sarcosuchus before, so it's not out of the ordinary and not out of the question either. So obviously, the first DNA sample is going to be the T-Rex, right? Why wouldn't it? It's the first DNA in the Indominus Rex, the building block for its DNA. One of the most powerful creatures in Ark, next to the Giga. Now, I think Dr. Wu would definitely stay away from the Giga as to try and make a better version of the T-Rex. Because, again, Dr. Wu definitely catered to his T-Rex a lot here, you guys. So, honestly, I really hope that, Dr. Wu would just, I really think Dr. Wu would just, get his own T-Rex, get his DNA sample and, be done with it. I mean, I don't see a point in, him not having the T-Rex. Next one, pretty simple. Dioticus. Now, Dioticus is much better than the raptors in Jurassic Park and much better than the raptors in Ark. Imagine a raptor that basically can inflict bleed and pretty much pounce on you, from above and, inflict bleed damage on you. You can also be running while this thing is pretty much ripping chunks at you. Yeah, ripping chunks out of you. Sorry. So, Dioticus is definitely the better raptor here. Definitely the smarter one here. And I do think the pack mentality will come in handy for another creature I'm about to put that's on this list here as well. Plus, I think Dr. Wu would definitely take advantage of the gliding capability of sorry, definitely take advantage of the gliding capability of the Dioticus here. And I actually doubt he wouldn't incorporate into the Indominus Rex here. Imagine the Indominus Rex being able to jump down and glide at her opponents. I mean, she would be unstoppable. Already overpowered, so it's like, what, we got to make her more overpowered, right? We can't just let her, be just simply overpowered. Next up, Menagamar, right? Menagamar, Ice Cannon. Able to survive in any biome, heat and cold. I mean, sure, the heat would damage it, but again, extreme cold weathers. Look, the Indominus Rex was made to be a super weapon anyway, so adding the Menagamar DNA, having it breathe ice upon its opponent, really doesn't sound too far-fetched of an idea, in my opinion. I mean, honestly, you got an Indominus Rex that just breathes ice, it's able to pounce, and again, this would also boost its glide capability, probably to the point of flight at this point. So yeah, next one, Magmasaur, handling extreme heat temperatures. Again, the Indominus Rex is a super weapon. Why not add one of the biggest weapons in art? All right, able to unleash fire energy, able to release this like magma type energy blast, able to cause volcanic eruptions. It would be super overpowered. Okay, it would just be super overpowered just to not have a Magmasaur incorporated into its DNA. It would be super dishonest of Dr. Wu not to have one at all, honestly. Yeah, Magmasaur's in the DNA, whether people like it or not. I'm definitely not passing up that opportunity at all here. So yeah, Magmasaur in the DNA, yeah, it's definitely getting added, whether we like it or not here. Next one is Voidworm. I think that's pretty simple and pretty easy. Also pretty straightforward here. The Voidworm is definitely one of the more powerful and dangerous creatures in Arc here. Plus, it's actually techno-organic. Yes, you really don't get any meat from it, but it's just like the Austrodelphus and Astrocetus. You basically have like this bio-organic, basically get this bio-organic feel out of it, Plus, it can shoot lightning, and I doubt Dr. Wu would definitely not incorporate it. It's Dr. Wu. He's a mad scientist. Like, have you seen what he's been doing with the Indominus Rex? All the DNA strands he puts into the Indominus Rex? No, I really doubt that he would not, have the Indominus Rex incorporated, excuse me, Voidworm to his DNA. Next one I have to say is the Amargasaurus. Due to the fact that the Amargasaurus can shoot its spikes, and it can have ice, fire, and armor piercing. Best believe the Indominus Rex is using that, alright? So honestly, yeah, we're going to have to incorporate that as well. Next up, the Dinopithecus. I mean, why not add mammalian DNA to it, right? I mean, it's already a rumor that the Indominus Rex was already part human, so I really think the Dinopithecus DNA just adds, more to it in general. And I actually do think the Dinopithecus is just as smart, if not smarter, than the Dionicus. Alright, so I think Dr. Wu would definitely incorporate that. Plus, its ability to climb any surface would just be super helpful. Imagine Indominus Rex. You try to run up the Empire State Building. The Indominus Rex already beat you up there with its super speed climbing. Next up, Reaper. Obviously, its bulk and build just make it a menace in general. They're able to also burrow, although you can't do that with them, I believe. I don't know why you can't do that with them. I feel like that's just that's just a nerf to the Reaper in general. So yeah. The Reaper also has acidic blood, just like a xenomorph, so it's able to shoot that out pretty much. Plus, I believe Dr. Wu will go for a Reaper Queen or Empress and actually get the impregnation ability in the Indominus Rex. Yeah, so imagine being able to spawn your own soldiers during battle by actually latching on to an unsuspecting victim, and then bada bing, bada boom, it's pregnant with your baby. Yeah, absolutely overkill, honestly. I'm sorry. But again, we have to consider that the Indominus Rex was made to be, yet again, a super weapon. We really can't take nothing away from it. It has to be a super weapon. That's what it's made for. This is why the Velonosaur is on this list as well. I mean, you really think death by 1,000 blaster spikes, about to say blaster bolts, oh geez, is not going to be on this list, like, in the slightest? Like, are you guys kidding me? Like, do you know what the Indominus Rex would be doing with that? Aerial attacks would not be effective or even a useful method on there. I mean, these things are fast enough to hit you before the rocket hits them. Meaning they're like Mach 4 to Mach 5 or... yeah, I forgot how fast it was. Like Mach something type of speed here. So, yeah. Again, Velonosaur gets added. Alright, ridiculous. Next up, Basilisk. Burrowing acidic spit. Yeah, I really doubt that Doctor Who would incorporate this at all. It's a very good navigator in caves as well. So again, you trying to hide from it. No, the Indominus Rex would just be relentless. It'll be able to track you through the caves and even suffocate you with its acidic saliva or acidic spit or whatever. So again, the Basilisk needed to be added to its DNA. All this would make the Indominus Rex unstoppable, but let's add insult to injury. We can add the invisibility of the Rock Drake as well, plus its extra gliding boost, which also incorporates along with the Dioticus and along with the Managamar. Alright, this would basically get an Indominus Rex semi-flight here, which would absolutely be pretty ridiculous and pretty overpowered considering the Indominus Rex already has some of the DNA of some of the most dangerous creatures. Add pure invisibility. Not no camouflage type stuff. Actual invisibility. Okay? Like the Indominus Rex can actually turn invisible here. Yeah, yeah. What's stopping it again? What's stopping it here? The Rock Drake also could add more strength and durability to it, just like all these other creatures are adding to it. I mean, the Magmasaur would give the Indominus Rex the ability to swim in a whole volcano. Go right to the core of it, touch the bottom, come back up. Basically like that. Now the Ravager also adds to the climbing ability, and it also adds to the bleed effect. Now the bleed effect is probably one of the more dangerous things here, meaning despite the fact that you might have a healing factor, you're going to be bleeding out relentlessly and possibly even endlessly. So yeah, the Ravager just adds insult to injury here. And finally, I think this is where we should end it. Not the video, but this is where we should end the DNA list. Spinosaurus. Aquatic combat adaptation. It gets a much stronger boost in the water than other creatures. So this means you're thinking you're going to drown the Indominus Rex? No, you're going to make it like absurdly much more powerful than its base stat, which will already be overpowered. So basically this is like self-amping it in a way here. So yeah, this is absolutely again, it's ridiculous. Like anything else like everything else I do on this channel it's ridiculous. Oh wait, my bad. It's not the end of it. I actually forgot. We're gonna have to add the Shadow Mane. Yes, we gotta add the Shadow Mane's jump port. Alright? And the ability to turn others invisible. So the Rock Drake really can't do that. It turns you and it invisible, but it can't turn like other more than you and him invisible. Basically that capability. So again, the Shadow Mane would be really helpful. Okay? It would just be absolutely ridiculous just to, just not have it in there. Now, some of the other DNA I'm going to put in here would just be like minor things and applications from it. Now, the Astrodelphis would be incorporated into the Indominus Rex's sensory abilities, and this would basically give the Indominus Rex much better echolocation, both in and out of the water, considering the Astrodelphis was just all about that anyway in the first place, alright? It was just meant to be it's a great tracker, alright? And it's able to do this in space. So imagine the, let's see, what's the word I'm looking for here? Imagine the tracking capabilities of the Indominus Rex. Next one, Astrocetus. to basically make it the Indominus Rex much faster and able to move at hyperspeed. Now this is, you know, a little ridiculous, little overpowered here, but again, I would definitely bet my bottom dollar that Dr. Wu would again incorporate this, because Dr. Wu is an absolute genius and a madman all at the same time. Like, he can incorporate anything into this DNA. And who would stop him? Not me. I'm not doing it. I don't know who can stop him. I mean, honestly, if he gets into that verse, he's running amok. I really should have titled this video, "What if Dr. Wu was in the was in Arc?" But honestly, I really can't. I really can't just, you know, say something like that, because it is what it is at this point. I mean, Dr. Wu in Arc will be an absolute menace. Now, the Wyvern DNA, yeah, Dr. Wu's not passing up on no Wyvern. It doesn't matter if he uses any other kind of DNA with that. It can be all the Wyverns combined, and Dr. Wu would say, yep, seems legit to me. Seems like a good combination here. A little overpowered, but again, still a very good combination of all the creature's traits. Griffin, Dive Bomb. Oh yeah, I definitely see, like, the Indominus Rex drops from the sky. It's going to use that Dive Bomb to, like, slaughter, like, a bunch of people. Okay? There's no if, and, or buttocks about it. The Indominus Rex is using that Dive Bomb the easy way or the hard way. Okay? So, yeah. Indominus Rex technically, is already overpowered, so we'll might as well make it more so. So let's talk about what if the Indominus Rex was actually thrown into Arc with all this DNA. Honestly, no one would stop it. It would basically be up to you via plot that you would be able to stop this thing. Okay? And again, that's some heavy plot armor. Alright? You would be able to stop this thing eventually. But it would take a lot of creatures. Definitely a lot of Gigas. Alright? And Gigas are pretty much the most overpowered go-to creatures for bosses. Are they not? So yeah, Gigas are just absolutely are the best ones to go to when it comes to boss fights. Even I think, can you incorporate bosses like Titanosaurs or whatever? I'm not sure. Can you incorporate Titanosaurs in the boss fights? I've never seen anyone do it before, but yeah, you guys get it. The Gigas wouldn't even be able to stop it. It might even be bigger than a Giga, which makes it like many times more dangerous than a whole Giga in general. So honestly, yeah, it's woof. You really can't say that anything's stopping the Indominus Rex here. So honestly, what could stop it? I think the best bet would be the Titanosaur. But if it's bigger than a Giga, the Titanosaur is going to have a real fight on its hand. And that might be the only way to actually get rid of the get rid of something like the Indominus Rex entirely, okay? So basically using the Titanosaur or luring it to the Titanosaur would be the best option possible, okay? You got to do that or try to get it into the sea where all the sea creatures can jump it. Maybe lure it to an alpha mosasaur, all right? But again, it's very possible the Titanosaur could lose this battle. Same thing with something like a Reaper Queen or a Reaper Empress. Plus, let's also not forget the impregnation ability that it also has with it. If the Indominus Rex decides to impregnate someone like, like a whole xenomorph, right? Basically do the whole xenomorph thing except with its tail. So basically, if it does that and does the alpha thing, and then it carries the traits of the alpha, this means the Indominus Rex can basically bring alphas into fights. And, yeah, basically bring alphas into fights here. Alpha Indominus Rexes, essentially. And no one would be able to stop it. Nah, you can't stop that at all. Plus, this means, like, these alphas would also be hunting you in general. And this would, again, make it to, like, 10 to 15 times more difficult. So, essentially, the Indominus Rex steps in that verse. It's over. It's game. Best way to get rid of it is probably with a Titanosaur fight. But again, you would have to help that Titanosaur and maybe even trap it and pelt it with some cannonballs. But let me know what you guys think here. Do you think the Indominus Rex would be unstoppable? Because I sure do. And be sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe to share with your friends here. This is Legendary Ghidorah, and we are just getting started for 2022. I'll see you guys later, and you guys have a blessed day. Peace.